Good day, everyone. My name is Jenmar Pepito, together with my groupmates. We are going to present to you the summary of Chapter 2. It talks about the individual differences, mental ability, and personality of the people among the organization. At the end of this presentation, we can learn the individual differences together within its consequences. The factors that makes people differ from each other, where it includes the demographics diversity, the aptitude and ability, and also the personality. And now, let's talk on. What is individual differences? Individual differences are unique characteristics of individuals that have an impact on how they learn. Type of individual differences: learning style, aptitude, personality, and emotional intelligence. Five main causes of individual differences: race, sex, heredity, maturity, and social and economic status. Can you memorize what is individual differences? Okay, let's back. Individual differences are unique characteristic of individuals that have an impact on how they learn. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education, according to Albert Einstein.
Hello, good day everyone. So before I continue, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Geraldine M. SULMAYOR. So now, let's talk about the consequences of such individual differences. Actually, individual differences becomes a serious concern when people are situated in the workplace. So, awareness to such consequences that may arise due to differences between people should be nurtured for those concerned with managing people or simply those that want to relate well with people. So, this actually pertains to first, people differs in productivity. When you say productivity, this refers to the rate of output per worker. Second is, people differ in the quality of their work. Since people differ from each other, expectedly, the quality of their works are expected to be different as well. The third is people react differently to empowerment. So for example, one might just be happy to be empowered while others will feel uncomfortable and will just prepare to follow orders. So the fourth one is people react differently to any style of leadership. Just like for example, some wants a democratic style of leadership where managers reaching decisions with the input of the employees but being responsible for making the final decision, while some also want a close supervision from their supervisors. Next is people differ in terms of commitment to the organization. So some people are committed and loyal to the organizations that they work the whole day without even noticing they already overpass the required working hours and put a lot of efforts in making a high quality product, while some only wants it to be done and are less concerned about the output and attendance. So lastly, people differs in terms of self-esteem. So those low self-esteem tend to be least productive when they are suggested to do a certain task. So they often reject it for reasons of they think their abilities does not match in the work to be done. In contrast, people with high self-esteem, they tend to have a lot of great inventions, literary works, and discoveries.
Hi, my name is ARTEMIO, CAPELLAN, and now we'll talk about what really makes people different from each other. According to the book provided, people are different in terms of demographic, aptitude, ability, and personality. So first, let's talk about the demographic diversity. Demographic diversity is the performance in the workplace, and the behavior of workers are sometimes affected by the differences between the demographic characteristics of individual workers. And this includes the gender, the generational differences, age, and culture as well. For the gender differences, this refers to the differences in the work and the perception of male and female. However, they have only few differences that may affect their job performance. Since most of the time they perform the same when it comes to problem-solving abilities, analytical skills, competitive drive, motivation, learning ability, and sociability. Next is the generational and age-based differences. These were workers who came from the different generation from another may behave differently. And also, age of workers also brings an expectation of differences in in the behavior of workers, since most often age is associated with experience. Lastly is the culture. This may also affect the job performance sometimes. Culture refers to the learned and shared ways of thinking and acting among a group of people or society. It is actually classified into two as well. First is the social culture, which refers to the social environments of human created belief, customs, knowledge, and practices, and that define conventional behavior in society. Second is the organizational culture, in which is the set of values, belief, and norms that is shared among members of an organization. Thank you.
Hello, my name is REVINA DAHUNAN. So next is we'll be talking about aptitude and ability, which also make people differ from each other. When we say aptitude, it is defined as a capacity of a person to learn or acquire skills, while ability, it refers to an individual's capacity to perform the various tasks in a job. These two are very important considerations whether people should be considered for employment in an organization. Low aptitude and ability would mean higher training costs. So, let's talk about the person's overall abilities, where it is made up of two sets of factors: the physical and the mental. When we say physical abilities, it refers to the capacity of individuals to do tasks that demands stamina, dexterity, strength, and similar characteristics. There are actually 9 physical abilities needed to be able to perform a certain task. First is the dynamic strength. This is the ability to exert muscular force repeatedly or continuously over time. Second is the trunk strength. This is the ability to exert muscular strength using the trunk or particularly the abdominal muscles. Third is the static strength. This is the ability to exert muscular force against external objects. Fourth is the explosive strength. This is the ability to expend maximum of energy in one or a series of explosive acts.
Hi, my name is Earl Villas. So in continuation to what Revina had discussed, now let's talk about the other factor, which is the mental factor. The intellectual or mental factor of the person is also referred to as intelligence. Intellectual abilities are the capacity to do mental activities such as thinking, reasoning, and problem solving. These composed of 4 subparts, which are the cognitive, the social, the emotional, and the cultural. When we say cognitive intelligence, this refers to the capacity of the person to acquire and apply the knowledge, including solving problems. While when we say social intelligence as well, this refers to a person's ability to relate effectively with others. Next is the emotional intelligence. When we say emotional intelligence, this refers to a person's qualities such as understanding one's own feelings, empathy for others, and the regulation of emotion to enhance living. Whereas the cultural intelligence refers to an outsider's ability to interpret someone's unfamiliar and ambiguous behavior the same way the person's compatriot would. The intelligence levels on the 4 subparts differ from a person to a person. Both persons have dissimilar strengths and weaknesses. Therefore, it will be expected that their behaviors will also be dissimilar inside the organization. Now, we'll be talking about the triarchic theory of intelligence, which is developed by an eminent researcher, Robert Stenberg. He actually maintains that there is a componential intelligence, also referred to as analytical intelligence, where it involves components used in thinking. The experiential intelligence, where it is also referred to as creative intelligence, is a type of intelligence that is required for imagination and combining things in novel ways. And there's the contextual intelligence, as well, which is also known as the practical intelligence, where it is the type of everyday intelligence or street smarts. This incorporates the ideas of common sense and wisdom as well. These are the three which he considered as the important part of intelligence. People can be good at any or all the three intelligent parts. Howard Gardner, an eminent researcher as well, developed a very useful means of understanding intelligence, and this is the theory of multiple intelligence. He proposes 8 different components of intelligence, which the individual possesses in varying degrees. First is linguistic. People who have this component of intelligence is sensitive to language, meanings, and relations among words. Most writers have this kind of intelligence. Second, logical mathematical. This intelligence is commonly possessed by engineers, scientists, mathematicians, and even lawyers. It actually covers abstract thought, counting, organization, and logical structure that enables one to see the relationship between objects and solve problems. Third is musical. This intelligence component gives people the capacity to create and understand the meanings made out of sounds and to enjoy different types of music. Fourth is the spatial. This enables people perceive and manipulate images in their brain and recreate them from memory, just like graphic designs. Now the fifth is the body kinesthetic. It enables people to use their body and perceptual and motor systems in skilled ways, such as dancing, playing sports, and expressing emotions through facial expressions. 6 is intrapersonal. The person with this kind of intelligence has highly accurate understanding of himself or herself. 7 is the interpersonal. This component makes it possible for persons to recognize and make distinctions among the feelings, motives, and intentions of others, as in managing people and parenting children. And the last one is the naturalist. It is the person that has the ability to see patterns in the external physical environment.
Hello, my name is RIZELLE ARRIESGADO. In continuation, now the last one that make people differ from each other is the personality. This refers to the sum total of ways in which an individual reacts and interacts with others. The personality of an individual is usually a result of both hereditary and environmental factors. When we say hereditary factors, these are those that are determined at conception. This includes physical stature, facial attractiveness, gender, temperament, muscle composition and reflexes, energy level, and biological rhythms. On the other hand, when we say environmental factors, these are those that exert pressures on the formation of an individual's personality. This includes cultural factors, which refer to the established norms, attitudes, and values that are passed along from one generation to another, and it usually creates consistency over time. It also includes social factors, which refer to those that reflect family life, religion, and many kinds of formal and informal groups in which the individual participates throughout his life. And lastly, it includes as well the situational factors, which indicates that the individual will behave differently in different situations. A person's personality traits could actually either on the positive or negative side of the factors, and they will be in various degrees of development. The traits are partially inherited and they will develop depending on the environment where a person is situated. And there are actually 8 certain factors that are considered in determining human personality. And these are: number 1, emotional stability. This personal factor characterizes one as calm, self-confident, and secure. A person who had high degree of this personality can be expected to withstand stress. Number 2 is extroversion. This factor describes a person who is sociable, gregarious, and assertive. Number 3 is openness to experience. This is a person who is imaginative, cultured, curious, original, broad-minded, intelligent, and artistically sensitive. Number 4 is agreeableness. This refers to the person's interpersonal orientation. It is a person who is cooperative, warm, and trusting. Number 5 is conscientiousness. This refers to the person's reliability. Having high degree of this factor are responsible, organized, dependable, and persistent. Number 6 is self-monitoring. It shows a person's ability to adjust his or her behavior to external, situational, or environmental factors. Number 7 is risk-taking and thrill-seeking. This refers to the person's willingness to take risks and pursue thrills that sometimes are required in the workplaces. And now, the last but not the least is optimism. This refers to the tendency to experience positive emotional states and to typically believe that positive outcomes will be forthcoming from most activities.
Good morning everyone, my name is CARLO ANDAYA, and for the last topic, I will be discussing about the emotional intelligence or emotional quotient, which was introduced by Daniel Goleman. So, what is emotional intelligence mean? Emotional intelligence refers to the ability of a person to accurately perceive, evaluate, express, and regulate emotions and feelings. And emotional intelligence has 5 components. So what are these? So these are the 5 components of emotional intelligence. First, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, self-awareness, and social skills. So what is self-regulations mean? Self-regulations refers to the ability to calm down anxiety, control impulsiveness, and react appropriately to anger. And the second one is motivation. So motivation pertains to the passion to work for reasons that go beyond money or status. And the third one is empathy. Empathy refers to the ability to respond to the unspoken feelings of others. Fourth is self-awareness. Self-awareness pertains to the awareness of one's own personality or individuality. And the last one is social skills, where it refers to the proficiency to manage relationship and building network. And that concludes our presentation in the whole chapter 2, and we hope you guys learn from it as well.